Hold on one second. Let me get started.
All right, well, we're good. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. We're so honored to be able to come to you from all different parts of the country and share more about why we are so passionate about what we get to do through the Juice Plus company and how we get to support and share stories around women's health. As you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it is something that has impacted all of the women here and their lives. And so we'll get to be able to share those stories with you this evening. And more importantly, why we feel like health and nutrition and whole food wellness is vitally important in keeping our bodies healthy. So thank you so much for carving out time to listen to this. Thank you so much for also taking the time to join us and sharing with whomever you feel like has been placed on your heart to share this with. So, hi everyone. My name is Andrea DeGardi Court. I live in North Carolina, and I am honored to share alongside Feather and Miss Amy as we support the fighters, um, admire and honor the taken of those that have gone through breast cancer. All righty. So here's just a statistic that we feel like is always really important when we're learning about women's health. Sadly, as you can see here, 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in her lifetime. And that's really powerful because that means if you're watching or you're on this call, you yourself might be someone that has been impacted by breast or any other type of cancer. And so we feel like it is so vitally important for us to share with you how we have found a way to help fuel our bodies and to protect our cells through whole food nutrition. So again, I'm Andrea. Brief story about myself. Prior to Juice Plus, I was somebody that was very active growing up. I was a dancer, was in competitive swimming, and I also was in the process of studying to go to veterinary school. I do work in the veterinary field full time and know a lot about research. And sadly enough, although I knew that nutrition was really good for you, I ate terribly. I was considered the Pepsi princess and the chocolate cake Contessa. So, holy sugar, did I love sugar? And I will tell you, it did not love me back as much as I loved it. And what I started to find was that in my late 20s, I was battling severe inflammation within my body, adult oncoming acne, insomnia, which my husband was also unfortunately not sleeping well because I was keeping him up at night, severe gut health, which we'll get to here shortly. And it was truly impacting me. But the reason that this October and breast cancer awareness impacts me even more was because at the age of 28, my mom at the age of 66 was diagnosed with stage 4 triple negative breast cancer. And within 4 months, she received her angel wings and was called to heaven. But I learned a lot in that time. And something that resonated with me was her neuro-oncologist at MD Anderson in Texas, who stopped me and said that whole food nutrition could have impacted her health while she was fighting the fight. And I didn't really know what they were saying at the time, but I knew that what they were saying was right. And I remember what I had learned in school. So, 6.5 years ago, I was introduced again to learning about Jetson food, fruits and veggies in a capsule. But what empowered me to learn more was the research behind it. And when I saw all the universities and institutions behind this amazing whole food nutrition, I knew I had to be all in. And now I get the pleasure of helping others learn more about my mom's story and how we can live a legacy and help others fuel their body from within. I now have less inflammation in my body. Again, we make no claims of what these products can do, but what they have done in our lives is so impactful. It's hard not to tell others. My skin health improved. I got to sleep better. And of course, as you'll learn tonight, the gut health has changed radically for the better. And because of that, I'm forever grateful and honored that I get to meet other individuals like Feather and Amy through this amazing mission globally across the world as we link arms and share with others how we have found an empowered way to heal ourselves from within. Feather, take it away.
All right. Hi guys, my name is Feather Bethany. I have been with Juice Plus for 7.5 years. I joined in June of 2018. And I was a overworked, underpaid, exhausted tax accountant who stress ate. I was sick all the time. I had cancer when I was 15. So my immune system it trashed my immune system. It left me with depression and I had anxiety. I've had it in my entire life. And so I was sick all the time, stressed out, and a sweet friend invited me to a girls' night in where I ended up rubbing oatmeal on my face. And I looked at her and I was like, have you lost your mind? What did you bring me to? It was a night that forever changed my life. I jumped in with head first without thinking. My husband was on board because he thought I can take that and not eat fruits and vegetables. I'm in. Let's do it. So fast forward, 7 years? I don't get sick like I did. I actually rarely get sick. When I do, bounce back really quick because does it prevent you from getting sick? No, it strengthens your immune system, which helps your body fight the way it was meant to fight. And migraines are gone. Anxiety is under control. Depression's under control. All the things. And then 3 weeks ago, we launched a new product, which we will introduce in a little bit. And because of that, starting that new product, I now sleep through the night. I do not fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon where I was required to have to take a 15 to 20-minute nap almost every day. Thankfully, I work from home and could, but now I no longer need that. And my moods are better. So I thought anxiety was under control, but it really is now. And that's all because the products that we have are truly feeding our bodies, fueling our bodies, feeding our guts with what it needs to truly heal and do what they were designed to do. So with that said, we have the amazing Amy, who is going to share with y'all tonight. I'm going to read her bio really quick. And I had plans with it on my computer, but it didn't work. So here we go. Amy Hopkins is a family nurse practitioner certified in functional medicine, and she is an Air Force veteran. She is the owner of Hopkins Health and Wellness, where she blends advanced medical care with life and health coaching to help people optimize their health. Amy has been a proud Juice Plus partner for over 8 years, passionate about sharing the power of whole food nutrition. Do this. And simple lifestyle shifts that create lasting impact. Grounded in her faith, she believes transformation happens when people are empowered to say yes to their health, their purpose, and the calling for their life.
Thank you, Feather and Andrea. It's my first time meeting Andrea, but I love, like she said, how this company pulls us together from all across the country and then at some of our events from all across the world. It's an amazing space to be in. So like they said, my name is Amy Hopkins. I am a mom of 4. I'm a wife of 28 years. I'm an Air Force veteran and now the proud owner of my very own medical practice. And I'm super stoked about that. I'm 6 months in and we're really thriving. So I wouldn't be where I'm at in this life at this moment if it wasn't for this amazing company. And I'm really honored to be a part of this conversation tonight, especially because breast cancer specifically hits home for me. 3 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and today she's not just surviving, she's thriving. And so when I look back, I realize how much God had really gone ahead of us, because years before her diagnosis, back in 2017 to be exact, there I was, fairly new out of school, a couple of years down the road, and I was working the grind. And let me tell you what the grind is. The grind is working Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at the clinic, um, leaving the clinic and rounding on 20 to 30 patients at the hospital, charting until midnight or 1 in the morning every single night. And then working most, if not all the holidays, working most, if not all the weekends. To say I was exhausted is an understatement. To say I remember that year, I don't. But I do remember this. Most of our food was coming through the car window. We were passing strep around like it was Skittles. And I knew something had to change. Well, God heard, and he sent a friend and a colleague, a local orthopedic surgeon, to me. And he said, "Hey, I'm giving a health presentation. Would you like to come?" And of course, it was an easy yes. It was like, yes, of course I would be there. Why wouldn't I be there? Not realizing what I was going to learn that night. And so that night, he began to speak about how the lack of nutrition was directly impacting the dysfunction of my family. And in all of my years in medical training, nobody had ever connected those dots for me. And I knew in an instant and in the same breath, I was going to say yes to this mission. I was going to say yes to the product and yes to the business, because I knew as a mom, I had a responsibility to feed it to my family. And I knew as a nurse practitioner, I felt an ethical obligation that if I had something that could benefit the health of another person, I was going to share it. And so I did. And, here I am. I didn't realize how that simple yes would later become such a lifeline for our family. And so, through my mom's treatments and her recovery, again, like Feather and Andrea said, whole food nutrients supported her immune health, her energy, and her ability to heal. And now, with the addition of the Super Biome, we've taken it one step further, supporting the gut, which truly is the foundation of our immune system. So, next slide, Feather. Because when you think about it, the gut is where health begins. It starts right behind our lips. And what we feed it determines how we can fight, how we can recover, and how we can thrive. So let's talk for a minute about the gut microbiome and what it really is. You've probably heard it called your second brain, but honestly, I believe it's your first brain, because it affects everything. It affects your mood, your hormones, your energy, your immune system, even your body's ability to heal from things like cancer and inflammation. The gut is home to trillions of microorganisms, a living ecosystem inside of you. 95% of them actually live in your large intestine. And here's something that's why we keep mentioning the word immune system, because about 70 to 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. So the diversity of your gut microbiome determines whether your body stays in balance or begins to break down. So next slide, Feather. Let's talk about the three parts that you see on this slide: prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. Okay. Prebiotics, this is the fuel. This is your fiber, plant fibers that feed the good bacteria in your gut. Probiotics are the beneficial bacteria themselves. Okay. They do the work. They're your factory. And postbiotics are your metabolites. So this is what comes from the factory. This is what gets pushed out the other end, so to speak. These are health promoting compounds. These are that the bacteria create after doing their job. These postbiotics, especially short chain fatty acids like something called butyrate and propionate, these help strengthen your gut lining. They reduce inflammation. They support your immunity. They even influence your mood, your appetite, and hormone balance. Next slide, Feather. So now here is where Super Biome comes in and why it's such an incredible addition to what Juice Plus already offers. Most probiotics never make it past the stomach, or the stomach acid, let me say that. But Super Biome was designed differently because it's a two-step system that both seeds and feeds your gut. Next slide, Feather. Step one, the capsule. You're getting 20 billion CFUs from 9 different diverse probiotic species, more than leading brands, creating a microbiome that mirrors diversity of nature. If you hear me say that word diversity, that is what really promotes health. And I have an ending little side note that'll tie this all together in just a minute. Step 2, next slide, Feather. The drink mix. This is a smart blend of 6 prebiotic fibers that break down at different points in your digestive tract. Remember, the probiotics are the good bacteria, the good fiber that you load your gut up with, and then you got to feed them or they're just going to sit there. So these fibers, they break along at different points at your digestive tract. They reach most of your good bacteria without bloating or discomfort that happens when one single fiber ferments too fast. So not only does this feed the probiotic that you just took in the Juice Plus capsule, but it also feeds the other 42,000 that are living there. We have trillions of microbes there, but we have been able, we haven't labeled them all, but we've been able to recognize about 42,000 probiotics. So next slide. Both steps are vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, no added sugar, certified kosher. So if you will recognize, or if you know anything about the Juice Plus products, they all have that stamp. They all are vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, no added sugar, and they work beautifully. So these Superbiome, the probiotic and the prebiotic, it works beautifully with the phytonutrients and the antioxidants that are in the other Juice Plus blends. Next slide. When you support this full pre-probiotic cycle, you can see here on the slide, your gut finally gets to do what it's made to do. You strengthen your gut barrier and your mucosal lining. This is important. That's your first line of defense. It repairs leaky gut. It reduces inflammation. You support your immune system. When your body is given the fuel that it needs, it's able to make the compounds it needs, to make the repair it needs, to build what it needs, and promote healthy metabolism and energy. Golly, how many of us are drained with this energy, with no energy, right? Next slide. And here's the exciting part. I love this slide. It gets its own little talk for just half a second. Those postbiotics that we talked about, the butyrate, the propionate, they even help with GLP-1 regulation. This is the same pathway that's targeted by some of today's most talked about metabolic medications, right? But instead of forcing it, we're supporting it naturally. We're supporting this naturally. And you can see that there on the slide. So, you know, when you take Superbiome, you're not just adding bacteria, you're creating the right environment for your body to heal, for your body to grow, and for your body to thrive. And I'm going to leave you with this when I was talking about the diversity. So researchers study this population of people that live to be over 100. We call them centurions. They found that their gut microbiome looks just like that of someone in their 40s, which is when we're considered to be generally our healthiest. It's diverse, it's balanced, and it's resilient. So, and that's what we want for every person, especially those walking through recovery or wanting to protect their future health, right? So tonight, as we honor survivors and we celebrate hope, remember, healing starts in your gut. And the Superbiome gives you that foundation to thrive within. This is an amazing new product. And, it isn't meant to be a standalone product. It's designed to amplify everything else Juice Plus offers, from our fruit and vegetable and berry blends and our omegas and our complete protein powder that you can make shakes with and all kinds of stuff. They each add a layer of nourishment that helps your body heal, helps your body thrive within. And, you know, last but not least, I say, you know, these products, they don't just fill nutritional gaps. They help build the kind of health that can truly last. And so with that, I will, and you see it here on the slides. And so just because I have the floor at the moment, I just want to share one last thought. As a nurse practitioner, I love to be able to put on my nurse practitioner hat and come to people with the confidence of the backing of the many clinical studies and the results from those studies that we have, that Juice Plus has done over the years. We have over 51 studies now of gold standard research studies done on Juice Plus in humans, showing the benefit of what happens when we put these in our bodies. And we even have some new data that's going to come out already about the Juice Plus Super Biome product. We're just waiting for that. We're us medical professionals anyway, I geek out on the science stuff, y'all. I love it. And it really gives me the confidence to be able to share this with my patients unwaveringly. I stand by it because I believe wholeheartedly in a food first approach to changing our health. And with that, Andrea or Feather, I'm not sure who's taking it back. I'll give it back to one of y'all.
Oh my goodness, no, Amy, that was so lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think that's exactly what we're here this evening is to share is a message of hope that there is something out there and a company that is out there that is hearing from those that are searching for food for thought, right? Really, and food for our gut that is from the earth and that is actually going towards our bloodstream to heal from within. So thank you so much for highlighting so many of those products and why they're so important. And I love that you touched on the research. That was something that actually drew me in and a big reason why I said yes. It was that neuro-oncologist at MD Anderson all those years ago that was caring for my mom while she was being treated that knew about the study that was actively being done at MD Anderson on women's health and ovarian cancer. And when I was able to take a step back and truly look at the research, learning what food does and nutrition does and how it completely protects our cells, you guys, it's so hard not to get excited to share about why we love this. So as you can see here, Juice Plus is not stopping at Super Biome. They are getting started with those fruits, veggies, and berries. You can see the pictures here. Of course, the individual that invited you or shares this recording with you, definitely get with them. They will be happy to talk through this. It started with our capsules that created and turned into some yummy gummies because they also think about the family. Kids get this for free, ages 4 to 25, you guys, with any adult order. This truly is a company with a heart, and they truly seek to look at the whole family dynamic and helping you get healthy together. It's a journey together. It is safe, you guys, from womb to tomb. I love when they say that. You know, nursing mamas, pregnant mamas, they can actually take this knowing comfortably that they're also feeling that sweet, precious child from the inside out as well. And I even know mamas that open that capsule and at the start of 6 months, even they're pouring it in some of their milk and these babies are enjoying it. And then they took that and turned it into a yummy drink. You can drink it with sparkling water, regular water. And then you see Luminate. We think about mental health, mental clarity, those lags in the middle of the day. Our amazing omegas. You guys are these omegas are not just omega 3s. They are omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. This company skipped the middle fish. They went directly to the source of where omegas come from, which is from the algae plant. And I love, Amy, that you touched on the fact that these products are all NSF certified. Gold standard studies have been done, placebo testing, non-GMO, vegan. You guys, the list can go on that this company truly has thought about this from all the way to the capsules being bioavailable to where it goes directly in your bloodstream, thinking about these complete shakes. You can make waffles with, pudding, protein balls. All of this is on the go. And for somebody like myself who travels for a living with her 9 to 5, it's really nice to know that I'm being protected from within when I'm on those airplanes and when I am traveling the world and sharing something I'm so passionate about in veterinary medicine. Feather, we'll go to the next slide, and then I think you're gonna close this out, sweet
Yes.
friend.
So I just wanted to touch on the slide. So it's no mystery as to why I don't suffer from anxiety and depression anymore. You can see the proof is in the pudding right here where the benefits are. What we share, there's over 50 studies, 48 studies now. I lose track. They're always doing studies. And so when we say these products do a certain thing, it's because we've got the proof to back it up, because our sweet founder, Jay Martin, wanted to know. He said 30 something years ago, I forget now how many, 35 something. He said when they found this product and they wanted to do it, he said, how do we know it works? And that was the beginning of over 30 years of research studies, all the things being done on the actual product, not the ingredient, to prove that what we say it does, it does. So what sets Juice Plus apart? We already just said research, but it's functional food. It's got food labels, nutrition facts, made with non-GMO ingredients, plant-based, vegan, gluten-free, and kosher. With the exception of the omegas in the superbiome, those do have supplement labels because of the type of product they are. It's beyond organic, third-party certified by NSF for purity, quality, and safety, proving what's on the label is exactly what's in the product, nothing more, nothing less. It is the most researched product, brand name nutritional product in the world, over 42 gold standard clinical studies providing how it works in the body. And then, as Andrea said, kids get this free with a qualifying adult order, ages 4 through their 26th birthday, get it for free. They get the fruit and veggie free, and there's over 4 million families that have participated, and the results of that are amazing. So you hear all this stuff. Well, now what? You've got there's 3 options for getting started. Maybe after hearing this information, you decide you want to focus on your diet and you want to eat more plants and you want to try to do that. And that is great. We love that. Highly recommend it. Maybe you want to add the Juice Plus nutrition. It's the easiest and simplest health hack you can add for your family to get more plants. Or maybe you want to join us and share the message. What if? I've learned last week, y'all, I heard a song on the radio. What if? What if you got that little voice in your head and you're thinking, what if? Don't think, what if it all could go wrong? Think, what if it could all go right? What if you open the door and that dream that you're longing for is on the other side because you said yes? It's only $52 to lock arms with us. And we're only in 2 to 3% of households. And it's our goal to make Juice Plus a household name. It is such an unsaturated market, and everyone needs more nutrition, good nutrition in their life.
And thank you guys so much again for joining us. This is the best part. I love being able to honor my sweet mom. Her name was Mary, and I know that this is something that she would be honored to have linked arms with if she was still here. It's truly something special to be able to share you guys a little bit of our story, and someone that was so near and dear to my heart that changed me for the better. I'm so passionate about sharing this. And if you know someone who has been affected by breast cancer or any type of cancer, just know that it could take one person, one saying to introduce them to better nutrition. For somebody that is fighting that battle, give them the opportunity to let their bodies fight with every bit of their being. And the Juice Plus company can link arms and do that with you guys. Again, we make no claims, but I know that this would have been something that could have even helped my mom during that journey. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to get to know my mom, get to know Feather, myself, sweet Amy. Thank you so much for sharing from your profession. You do so many wonderful things for your patients and so much for this company. So thank you. And if you guys have any questions for us, we'd love to be able to answer any questions. Again, If anybody invited you this evening and you're watching, please reach out to the individual that invited you. We'd be happy to also share this video with them as well. So thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Amy or Feather or myself?